Good morning. Good morning to you, Conversation Club. Good morning. It's yet another glorious Sunday morning in the year 2025. And yes, we are in the month of August. I mean, we are tracking along. We are moving things forward. We're in the eighth month of this year, and we are celebrating at Cathedral Praise our 59th church anniversary. We're so excited. We had a wonderful time yesterday as we gathered with a picnic style of celebration. We had food, we had fun, we had fellowship, and our church family came together. Some of those who may not be attending our services any longer, but they came back just to say hello and for us just to share stories. And, as you do when you have family reunions, go reminisce on some of the great opportunities that you had. And so we're excited for that. We always want to give a shout out to Bishop Vander, Dr. Mary T, and Pastor Jay for just their love, their support, and pushing us forward. Today will be no different than any other day with our conversations, with just a little bit of a focus on our 59th anniversary. I'm so excited because God has allowed for us to be in service, in worship, in fellowship for 59 years in the Nashville area and on our virtual space, which is what we're on here. I see you join in, Elsie and Betty and Deborah and Dr. Perry, Forrestine and Deborah Long. I see Yvette Jones and Roberta. You all have come in, and there's more out there because I see the numbers. I'm looking at you. But if you want your name called, please let me know, and I would be more than happy to be able to share your name out because I like to give a shout out and you all shout back at me. So okay, Kim Smith popped up in here. I love it. So we're getting ready to go into our scripture for today. And we're talking to you today about the church as a community anchor. And I thought this would just be fitting with the fact that we are celebrating 59 years of being, I believe, a community anchor in Nashville, Davidson County. Let's move to the state. And then also we've now put a footprint into the global area. So we've gone into our global ministry. And that to me is what God is calling us to do, is be in the spaces in which he has already carved out for us. And that's what just great excitement. So the church as a community anchor. And I'm going to ask you some questions just to kind of make sure, if you're not here at Cathedral Praise, maybe your church, or maybe you are at Cathedral Praise and you'd like to chime in too. We're going to go through some things like that. Just want to make sure that we're doing what we said we're going to do according to the word of God. So listen to this. Jeremiah 29:7 says, and work for the peace and prosperity of the city where I sent you into exile. Pray to the Lord for its welfare will determine your welfare. Okay, let me read this to you again. I'm going to slow it down so you can pick this up. And work for the peace and prosperity of the city where I sent you into exile. Pray to the Lord for its welfare will determine your welfare. How you handle it will determine how I handle you. How you build will determine how you are built. If you destroy it, will determine how you'll be destroyed. Okay, so let's go here. We, the church, are responsible to care for the well-being of our community and the communities that we reside in. We, the church, not just the church building and the ministry, but we, the church, we're going to really kind of just hand from those angles. And I think it's important that we do that. I want to go ahead and get some shout outs for our community programs. I think also that not only am I going to shout them out, but I think that you should. I would like for you to do me a favor. Go in the chat. I want you to shout out what your church may be doing in the community or some community programs that you may have. I also would like to encourage you to shout it out on social media. People need to know what you're doing. People need to know what we are doing. So I want to give some shout outs. Listen, we partner with the Hope Station. We partner with Urban League. We partner with Nashville State Community College. We give away food and clothes every fourth Saturday. We give it away. During the pandemic, we had semi trucks coming with full of food so that people could come from all over. You didn't have to be a member of the church to come in. And then we would do a drive-through. We would hand out boxes and boxes of fruits and vegetables and milk and cheese and things like that that people needed so that they can continue to sustain themselves, because a lot of people had lost their jobs because of the pandemic or they were laid off. If you all remember those things, we've had clothing pop-ups where people can come and get clothes. We've had our youth programs. We have Teens a Success. We have done great things as far as doing before and after school care. We have done so many things. The list can go on and on. We've gone to the African American Museum of late. We've gone to the park and we've served people in the park. We've done walks and we've done witnessing and we've been out there. But I want you to share in the chat, what have you done and what is your church doing in order to make sure that it is reaching into the community? I would love for you to put it in the chat. I'd love for you to put it in the chat. Thank you, Benita, for letting me know who you are, because I didn't know who that person was. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Mary Ray's coming to the house. Marietta. All right. Michael Mosley's in here. All right. Hi, Marsha Mackley. Oh, so good to see you. Sheila Northington, what's up? Godmother Letty Giles just had a birthday. All right. And hey, Danielle, how are you? And hey, Constance, what's going on? Put in the chat, what is your church doing, or what are you doing maybe in the community? We've worked with the homeless where we've gone down and we've taken food there and then provided a service. So we've been able to do that as well. We have done a lot in 59 years and probably more to come. But if you would put it in the chat and then promise me this, your homework assignment, that you will share it on your social ministries or social media platforms. Go out there on IG, go out there on Facebook and say, you know what? I'm grateful for my church. And then state who your church is. Give your church some credit. And then say, I'm grateful for my church. Name it, because we've been able to serve the community. We have dental programs, or we may have, I don't know, walks in the neighborhood, or we just go out handing out bottled waters. Greater Harvest was out and was captured by the news where they were going out in the heat, handing out water just to people. And the news caught it. The news reporters caught it and put it on the news so people would see how they were going out and handing bottles of waters out to people who were hot and needed the water given to them. And you would just think something maybe just so simple. It didn't take a whole lot of money, but what it took was a heart, organization, and the ministry and mission to come to the fruition. And that's what it's all about. I look forward to hearing about some of the things that you may be doing in your community. Let me ask you your first question here. If your church building disappeared tomorrow, would the neighborhood notice or be affected? Why or why not? If your church building disappeared tomorrow, let's just say for whatever reason you closed down or you had to move or whatever, will the community really notice, and will they be affected? And why or why not? I would love to get your thoughts on that. I'm gonna do this rapid real quick too. I'm gonna put the second question up here too. You can answer any of these questions. Second question is, are there any unmet needs in your local community that your church could help address? Maybe you've seen it. Maybe you've seen it, and maybe for whatever reason the pastor didn't see it. But are there any unmet needs in your community that your church could need help with, and even with limited resources that we can help them with? Let's put that in the chat. That's the second question. So you got 3 questions going to pop up here. And here's the third question. What does it mean for you personally to be a light or an anchor in your community? So we're going to go pop it up. Number 1, you can answer any of those questions. If your church building disappeared, would the neighborhood notice? That's an impacting and powerful question, because I want to say to you, sometimes you need to know, are you really touching your neighborhood? Are you really touching your community? Because if you stop touching, you should be noticed. It should show up. Somebody should say, oh my goodness, I loved when Cathedral Praise used to do X, Y, and Z. It should say that. That should be the response. And if that's not the response, then we may need to look at some things. Let's see. Shout out to Temple of Deliverance. Yes, let me pop this one up here. Yes, Let's shout out to Temple of Deliverance for gathering volunteer saints to donate food, clothing, and items, delivering to nursing homes, neighborhood neighbors near the church shelters. I love it. I love it. Let's see, Benita has hers out here. She's out here doing, yes, clothing and food pantries and childcare and business empowerment for the indigent. That's great. Hey, Robert Cotton, and hi, Tyra and Cherie's in here, and Michael Marable. What's up? What's going on? He said, let me see what you said. Said, good morning, greet from Jackson, Mississippi. Listen, Michael, some folks was asking about you too, so they miss you too. We miss you too at Cathedral of Praise. So what are we doing to impact the community? If you disappear, if you stop doing what you're doing, will the community notice? Hey, Vera Cramper, what's going on? If you stop doing what you're doing, and are there any unmet needs? Any unmet needs that you can identify that perhaps your community needs and your church is not doing? Have you taken the time? Really, this is the question. Have you taken the time to assess to see if there's any unmet needs that maybe that your church can move into that space and make sure? Now, I'm going to share something with you for me, and this is nothing. I'm not pushing this for Cathedral Praise. I'm making a statement. I'm making an assessment. I would love to see churches across this nation that have real estate, have greenways, and have yards, or have acres, or plots of land, to turn some of that land into gardens, community gardens, or into at least in a garden where you can work the garden and then give out fresh vegetables or fresh fruit to your neighbors. I believe a time is getting ready to come where we're going to need to assist in that way, in that manner, because people are not going to be able to afford to go to groceries, especially, let me say it this way, especially churches that are in food deserts. If you're in a food desert, this is a great way to address that unmet need. Because a lot of times, and we see it at Cathedral Praise, people in the neighborhood go to the gas station, and that's where they go get their food, coffee, breakfast. Sometimes because that's the closest convenience store to them. And so we know a few things. Number one, it's not fresh as it could be. Number two, you usually, if you can afford it, the prices are a little higher because you're getting less quantity, and it's staying on the shelves longer. So it's not really as fresh as it can be, and it's not good for you. And a lot of times it's a lot of snacks as opposed to good food. So wouldn't it be nice for churches that are in food deserts to create gardens where you can maybe hand out fresh fruits, or maybe you can put together just a nice, a basket, a fruit and vegetable basket, or baggie, where they can just take it home. At least 1 or 2 days out the week they are getting fresh vegetables. Now, maybe you can't do the garden, but maybe you can go and purchase food, or some people who have gardens. I know we have church members that have brought me fresh vegetables out of their gardens. I mean, they just brought them by. Hey, I wanted to come by. I want you to try this. I've got some tomatoes, some green peppers. I don't know if you cook with them or not. And yes, I do. So if you do have some more, to shout out. But no, I'm really talking about the community there. But bring them in. But these are some ways in which we can really help out. And I think I see some of you all have responded as well. So this is a good thing. All right, let's see. Roberta said Temple Deliverance. You have partners with Memphis Shelby County Schools, Adopt a School Program, nursing homes, neighborhood witnessing ministry, family and friends. They cook out, as well as social services, clothing department giveaways. I love it, love it. Temple Deliverance, y'all on the ball. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's say. Okay, Robert said, if my church was to disappear, it would hurt the community. We here in New Orleans, we do a lot in the area for a lot of people. I love it Robert, thank you. I'd love for you to bring that out there so you will be missed. And that's a great thing. I believe Temple Deliverance with you, putting some of the things that you've done would be missed. I know Cathedral of Praise would be missed because a lot of people come to our doors, not as often as they used to. They used to just ring the doorbell and they come in just asking for food. But we give away. We've worked with veterans. We had a veterans program where we would help those veterans, not just with their food boxes, but a lot of times when they got new housing, we put together a new home kit where you could have all of your toiletries and health and beauty aids and also towels and blankets and things like that to make sure when you moved in, you didn't have to come out of pocket trying to get the essentials that you need to move in. You know, when you move into a new house, you don't usually take your seasonings and things like that with you from the old house. You usually kind of just leave it there, throw it away, unless it's a new bottle that has not been opened. You usually don't carry it with you. So when you go in, you are starting over. And sometimes you need, just laundry detergent and soap and dishwashing liquid and just some towels to go along with that. You may need deodorant and toothbrush, toothpaste. And so we were able to supply those things there. And I felt like it was just wonderful to have that closet. We shut it down during the pandemic, but that's something to even look at. Should we resurrect that to go back to helping that population? So these are some good responses, and I appreciate you all sharing your responses with me because I think it's important. We have those other questions up there, and I really want you to tell me about this one. What does it mean for you personally to be a light in your community? And I'll just start while you're getting your answers in the chat. For me, I feel like I am not only partnering with other organizations, but just individually making sure that I am available to assist in the areas that I am a subject matter expert. Okay. So people call me all the time for me to talk to them just about leveling up social economic. It doesn't matter what what your economics level is, your status is. Doesn't matter what the revenue streams you got coming in. I believe in empowering people to start their businesses, take a hobby and make a business out of it. I am not selfish with that. I'm going to step in with you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to blast you out on social media so people can know about you, so your business can jump off and get started, because I believe that when you sow, you're going to reap. And I don't do it for the reaping. I do it so that you are empowered, and it's my heartbeat. So I believe me as an individual, not only do I do community advocacy, community leadership, I serve on multiple boards. I lend my resources, both my voice and my money. I lend that to organizations to make sure they're better off and they're helping the populations in which they have signed up to serve. And I think that is so important. So I think if you can make sure that whatever you're doing, and let me just put a little plug here. If you're not involved in your community, and that is something you believe the Lord has called you to do, and you say, well, you know what, Pastor Misha, I would love to be in the community, but I don't know where to start. I encourage you to find an organization, usually a nonprofit or a church or your church. And if you're passionate about something, join that organization, get involved with that church, get involved in the community. And that's usually a good way to kind of get your feet wet. It's already usually organized. They already have some resources, and all they need you to do is come along with your energy, your effort, your capacity, and bringing all your resources together. It could be your intellect, it could be your energy, it just could be just your service. Bring it to them so they can help them move their mission and meet their goals. And if that is not something that you want to do with an organization, start your own. You'll be surprised. Put a little post out there and say, hey, I'm getting ready to start working with the homeless. And this is what I know there's other organizations doing it, but I feel like we could do it this way. Or, hey, I would love to start a community garden and up the street. Go to the church and just ask them. You may not even go to that church. Maybe it's a church in your neighborhood, and say, listen, I'm going to start a garden in my backyard, but I want to service the people. So is it possible that we can partner together? Maybe they can buy some soil for you, or ingredients, or seeds and things like that, or help you even build maybe those garden boxes or whatever those things, those things are that are to help make sure that you're taking care of your community. I think this not only will serve the community, but it will cause you to be really neighborly. And I think that we will get the mission done. And that's what it's all about, is being an anchor in this community, because that's what God has called us to be. For us, the church, to be a community anchor in this day and this time, because they need us. They need us. Listen, I was excited because on last Tuesday, we had the global prayer for online global prayer. We had nearly 3,000 people have been responding to that global prayer, and it's much needed. Let us continue. Let us continue. Let's continue to pray for the world. Pray for our nation. Pray for our state. Pray for our local communities. Pray for our churches, and then pray for one another. And I guarantee you that God will get the glory. Hey, Linda Coakley jumped in here. Belinda Webb jumped in here. So glad to see you all pop in. I look forward to seeing you all at Cathedral of Praise. Just want to give a shout out. We're going to our 7:45 a.m. 1 hour of power. And this time may go a little bit over because we're celebrating 59 years. And we have some people, can you believe it, that's been with us for those whole 59 years. And so we're excited to be able to celebrate with them. So 59 years, and we've got some great things. We just want to shower on them. We're kind of doing a little low key because next year is going to be 60 years, and we're going to do it a big. Somebody say big. I feel like Pastor Mike, big. So we're going to celebrate next year at the 60 years, but we're going to make sure that we do something this year because we don't want to take for granted that we will see everybody on next year. So 7:45, 1 hour of power, and 10 a.m. worship service. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be super fantastic in the place. I am, again, elated for what God is doing. Continue to make a footprint in your neighborhoods. Continue to make a footprint in your communities and in your environment. I guarantee you, God is going to continue to bless you. Let me just give you one more shout out. I got to put this up here for Bishop Maynard. We are celebrating him in his elevation service next Sunday. You don't want to miss this either at 5 p.m. The man, the ministry, the moment. Somebody asked, is there like special attire that we have to be in? Listen, Bishop Maynard says he just wants people to come and celebrate. Some of them may have on their clergy collars just because of who they are and how they're being represented. But doesn't mean that you have to be all dolled up. Just come. I'm just going to have a simple black dress on myself. Just come and celebrate. We're looking for at least 2,000 people. They said 2,000. We kind of can only host 1,800, but it doesn't matter. Push 2,000. If we land at 1,000, I'll be grateful. And I think Bishop Mary will be happy too. So we look forward to seeing you all on next Sunday for our regular services, and at 5 p.m. Bishop Joseph Warren Walker III will be with us as our guest speaker. He's bringing some of his people over from Mount Zion, and we can't wait to celebrate. Cannot wait to celebrate. And so we look forward to seeing you. Listen, and you all know I always try to let you know this, that your voice is valuable and your voice is powerful. I want you to go out and speak life into everything that you do and you say. May you have a blessed rest of the day. Bye-bye.